hard today and tomorrow the money is even the same day. Say you bring 10 million cash or 5 million cash. They have the money because they are getting the la cream. Because the la cream can't work for government where they will earn 5 million and you have 10 files, 20 files a day. So you are running away. So I mean, it is a whole system that we need to support. Litigation, judiciary, as judiciary, we should not touch money for judiciary. We should just recruit more courts. We should have a high court in every district. To remove case backlog, we need to have, because we have the qualified people. Every year, probably 5,000 people are doing law. Every year, 5,000. Because of the big number that different universities are releasing or graduating. The LDC now, government has made a policy that a school where you did your law like Makerere is allowed to teach you LDC, the practicing certificate. It's now allowed that you can go and study at Bugema if you did law and you do your back course at Bugema. Yes, that's the new. That's proposed. Yes, proposed, and it is going to go through. I mean, that's the position because our campus of LDC cannot accommodate the number that are coming up. Just like doctors, now the interns. Before we had 300, 120. Now we have 4,000 intern doctors who are demanding for 4 million. Though government has said, okay, take 1.2, all of you equally, whether private, whether government, take 1.2 per month over 1 year. It's not enough, but it's support. Who pays a lawyer to do LDC course? Yes, and you also study for nine months to graduate. So even these ones, they are trying to support them because they are handling sick people. Yes, but I mean, it's a qualification. If you want to practice, do a back course. If you want to practice, do practical in a hospital. But then graduation should be at the beginning. Yes. When you finish your 5 years, graduate. But you cannot, you remain a doctor, Balaam Barugahara, but then you can't practice because you didn't practice. So if you want to practice, go to Muraga and practice. Don't put the burden on government. Yes, let's allow people more. Let's support. Let's recruit more doctors. Let's recruit more lawyers and pay them well. So what in Parliament I informed them, they corrupt the rate which they are getting their bails is unprecedented than other cases I've ever seen. You take 40, 50 to court, they are applying for bail. Someone who money in Zimbabwe 9 billion is applying for bail, and the judge is saying you pay just 5 million and go home. Then the 9 billion he took, what will happen to the 9 billion? The presumption is that he didn't take it. No. He has said that he took it. He has said, Honorable Munganyide, Ninja Kuzironda, that I will look, that forgive me. Ninja Kuzironda to Zigari. Eh? Please forgive me. We shall return it. Please, we shall return it. Ninja Kuzironda, Barumuna Bang, Ninja Kuzimperes and Ninja Kuzironda. So I mean, you are telling me you have done it. We are going to ask Opio for a translation. No. Opio, I'm sure where he's seated, he has a PA who speaks in Yankole. Because Opio knew he was coming on a chat, which is where the presenter is Barugahara, where we cannot do 100%. In one way or the other, Nyachara will have to chip in. So I'm sure Opio's translator is busy. Yeah, this is what he has said. So anyway. So what we need to do as Ugandan, we need to know all Ugandans now need to apply need to know that it's a duty of every citizen in Uganda under the constitution that I believe many of you who speak a lot of English, you know that the constitution, Article 17 of the constitution, subsection D, it is a duty of every Ugandan to preserve and protect public property. Then also you find it is a duty of every citizen of Uganda to fight corruption or to expose corruption. That is Article 17I. And maybe before maybe you can just switch.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Judicial Service Conversations. Maybe just before I hand over to Joy, it's good you're taking us through constitutional provisions. Many people want to know, under what law are you deriving your authority?
You see, under Article 117, ministers shall individually be accountable to the president for administration of their ministries and collectively be responsible for any decision made by cabinet. Have you understood? So I'm accountable to the president.
Under Article
117. Then under Article 113, subsection 3, a cabinet minister shall have a responsibility for such a function of government as the president may from time to time assign to him or her. So this is expose the corruption campaign is a special assignment by the president. No more politeness. Then also, I need people to know, under Principle 26 of the same Constitution that all of you read.
These are the national objectives.
Yes, national objective of the Constitution. XX5, accountability. All public offices shall be held in trust of the people. 2, all persons placed in position of leadership and responsibility shall in the work be answerable to the people. 3, all lawful measures shall be taken to expose, combat, eradicate corruption and abuse of misuse of power by those holding political and other public office. So these are things that are already in your constitution. But for you, Karuhanga and your friends, you think constitution business, people should not read it. But when I entered the cabinet, the first thing I'm given is I'm given a constitution. So at least hope guide me what I'm doing. Yes? I'm given a constitution. So in this constitution at the beginning here, all the laws are clearly stated. All the laws are here. I see them. I see them clearly. I see them. Accountability. XXVI, accountability. All public offices shall be held in trust of the people. All persons placed in position of leadership and responsibility shall in their work be answerable to the people. All lawful measures shall be taken to expose, combat, eradicate corruption and abuse. All lawful measures. There is no unlawful measure. We have not killed anybody. We have not sentenced anybody. We have not told anybody go to jail and die there. No. Let the due process be followed, but be held. Be held so that you don't waste time for government to trace for you. Be held and be answerable. Facilitate investigation. Step aside as we do investigation for impartiality. Step aside, we look at your records, we look at the books. So we are using forensic auditors, we are using auditors, we are using the most expert people you know of. So you will be shocked. Many anti-corruption agencies have worked, but the audit of the people. Now there is also, I want to take you through, yes, you have asked me where I'm driving the power ministers, 114. That is what yes, I'm coming. Cabinet ministers, 113. A cabinet minister shall be appointed by the president with approval of parliament from among members of parliament or person qualified to be elected members of parliament. I'm qualified because qualification of a member of parliament is senior 6. I've told you I've enrolled for a PhD in doctorate of business administration. So I'm overqualified for just being a minister of Uganda.
For sure.
So number two, the total number of cabinet ministers shall not exceed whatever it is. A cabinet minister shall be the cabinet minister shall have responsibility for such functions of government as the president may from time to time assign to him or her. 4, a minister shall not hold the office or shall not hold office of profit or emolument likely to compromise his or her office. Then other ministers, no, the other ministers, the others. So, oath of a minister. A minister shall, before assuming the duties of office, take and subscribe the oath of allegiance and oath of minister specified in the 4th schedule of the Constitution. So, Addison, then I want to now take you to, where is this? Responsibility of a minister. That is Article 117. Ministers shall individually be accountable to the president for the administration of the ministries and collectively be responsible for any decision made by cabinet. The cabinet, the president has said, Kisanja, no more sleep, no more corruption, no more politeness. So those of you who want politeness, don't steal public resources. In the local government, do not. No more politeness, because it's a cabinet decision decided and communicated by the president in his set of national address. So, I mean, everything, even the process shows you a vote of censure, how a minister can be removed. Everything is here in this book. In this book, 1995 Constitution. Then we also have the Local Government Act 1997 as amended. It has also laws which speculate the role of a minister. Policy formulation, supervision, checking process, supervising districts, ensuring everything under the local government is done within the law and as budgeted and as funded. Failure to do that, then you will not be a minister. You will be a puppet. So a minister is not supposed to be in Kampala that I do policy formulation. You have policies that have not worked. Why did they never worked? You sent them to the people to implement them. They can't implement them because their interest is to make money. So policies should be done. A minister can guide. Like yesterday, you say such of alcohol consumers. I guided. I told local government under the Trade Licensing Act, under the Gaming and Lottery Act 2016, under the Local Government Act 1997, under all these acts, they clearly state to you the role of a minister and the role of a council at a district or at a city. So if Parliament, like in 2023, refused to pass the alcohol bill, what do? We can use the ordinance. We can use bylaws. Who sets the bylaws? The councillors in a district. They sit in their district council. They don't have even to waste time in one given day. Honorable Mayor Kacheves of Mbarara he has introduced it to the executive. Next week, they are going to the council. They will pass it. Bars open at 3 p.m. But also, I'm consulting the stakeholders. Yesterday, I held a meeting of Malwa cabinet in Chiriandongo on my way to Kampala from Moyo. I sat and asked them, what time do you want to start drinking on weekdays? Because I want our people.
I can see some stakeholders on the I've logged in. There are a few stakeholders.
Oh, they are there. Okay. Like that man called Nguli. So anyway, what we need to do as Ugandans, a minister can guide without even the laws. A minister can write to council at the lower level that he supervises that please, we need this urgently. People are drinking, crime rates are going up in urban areas. So the minister's roles are expanded. Ministers' roles are not limited to sitting in a car in a convoy on Kampala Road and you put a siren that they're taking it to office. In the evening, they drive you back to Naguru to sleep. Minister Iseo. A minister should go on ground. Failure to implement a policy that were made previously by others, it is a weakness. So that we don't need a new policy.
You're individually responsible.
I'm individually responsible. So my friends, and because I'm not land, because you are land, my friends, the most land.
Yes.
Please understand, we are using all, as the local government minister, have responsibility to supervise, oversee local government administration within the mandate given to me by the ministry under the laws of Uganda. It is under the laws of Uganda. When we inspect and we are not conducting criminal trial, we're exercising oversight, establishing facts, asking questions, demanding accountability within the lawful mandate of government. Where we encounter evidence, we are suggesting criminal conduct. We cannot become police. I cannot become the inspectorate of police or IGG. I cannot become a PPDA for things altered. I will not become the Auditor General for falsifying records of expenditure that they built when they never built. So we shall refer the matter to appropriate institutions. I believe they will let us down. I believe some will let us down, but the struggle shall be remembered that we expose the corrupt and they were let down. So my position is very clear. We must be very tough on corruption. All Ugandans, it's not my war. And we must not abandon, we must be firm with our constitution. I mean, I'm very, very firm. I'm ready to be challenged by anybody anyway.
There you have it. If you've just joined us on the Judicial Service Conversations, the Expose the Corrupt campaign is illegal. Honorable Balaam Barugahara, you are the first person to come here and direct us to the directives, the principles. For those who don't know, this is just in the Constitution. Immediately after the preamble of the Constitution, there is a part of the Constitution called the national objectives and directive principles of state policy. And you are the first person since we started to have directed us there. And you are saying that you have a job. I think you said it was 26, which is accountability. And yeah, I think accountability. And you are very clear that under accountability, all public office is held in trust for the people. And you have also explained everything together with the powers of the minister and the powers of that act. And I think by this organization here is called the Parliament of the Lawyers. It used to be called the Parliament of the Bar. But because you are now closing bars early, we decided to become the Parliament of the Lawyers. And also I think as Parliament of the Lawyers, I don't think there's anything controversial you've said about the law. I will challenge someone to disagree with that. I think The Lord does give you power to expose the corrupt. Now, you've talked about the Constitution. I can see some framers of the Constitution here, especially those you're accusing of taking people to balconies. I see Dr. Karuhanga here. But now I want to hand over to...
Mzee Karuhanga made a mistake. He never allowed you to wear your grandmother's balance of her dress as a bag to school, which I did. Even me, I remember Mkaikuru Nyamaizi would give me a balance of her gomas to make a bag, to make a shirt. Then on Sundays, we're going to church. I wear a shirt which looks like my grandmother. Then we passed by her friends, check on her friends. I remember all those memories anyway. So for you are lucky. Mzee Karuhanga was an English speaker, a friend of the president. From 1986, you've not suffered nothing. He's a body chairman of Uganda.
let us leave it to expose the campaign to local governments. But now I want to hand over to Joy E. Mbabazi. Joy is a crucial member of the team here. She has been following the campaign very closely. I kind of think maybe she's one of her relatives must have been picked because the interest in which she has followed this campaign. But Joy is a lawyer, an advocate. She has been on radio before. She's been into communication, and she has an organization called the Dear Young Lawyers Series, and they are really concerned about many lawyer things. So over to you, Joy.
Thank you very much, Ellison. Honorable, it's such a pleasure to have you tonight. My major interest was back home. I was watching the Mbara thing, and with I saw my people. I saw my people. You know, they were speaking the language, and I saw our mayor. He was breathing. I don't know what kind of air that day, but he was very happy at the end of the day to be your friend. So we were also happy. Anyway, to those that are listening in, we're talking about exposing the corrupt. Can Honorable Balaam Barugahara win the war on corruption? That's what we're talking about. And Honorable, the last time I checked, we have over 5,000 people listening in on X, that is Twitter, and then we have more numbers on YouTube. I hadn't, but we have just let you know that you are addressing the nation, and most of them are really in appreciation of the work that you're doing. So I'll be going to the audience and taking in the questions, which are quite many. But I'll go to the comments first of all. And if you have any question while this is ongoing, please do post it on the comments section. That is on X, okay? And then we'll be able to ask the honorable on your behalf. So there's a comment that came in from Nyonyozi. She's saying absenteeism at work, ghost workers, misappropriation of public funds on infrastructure development, ghost student numbers in schools. The above have hindered Uganda's development. Let us continue cleaning and exposing the corrupt. And then there's also another comment that came in from Daphne Zalwango. She says, with your kind of leadership style and personality, Uganda needs more leaders like you. The impact you have made so far is truly commendable. Thank you, Honorable Balaam, for your leadership and service. And then there was also a comment from someone who calls himself, is it the guy? That's the question. But then there's also saying, share my saying, Honorable Balaam, thank you for the great work. Kindly visit Manafa district. You'll thank me later. So many people are coming on and inviting you to their districts, Honorable. But I'll just...
The guy of Manafa, I will thank him later for grabbing as many as possible. In Bugiso, I'm left with Manafa, Bududa, and Manafa and Sironko. They have been demanding, I've been seeing their messages. It's a matter of time. Let me show you that it's a national campaign. Like we started this weekend, I will be in Rwenzori Mountains, Bondobujo, Bunyangabo, and the Kasese. Then before I cross over to Lango, where I also need to have I will have asked the CDF to give me a Jefang, a role to load people who are stealing money for compensation. There are quite many there. Yeah.
There's a senior lawyer from Ntungamo who wants to know when you're going there.
That is, by the way, Ntungamo is a special day because in Ntungamo, I want Chiruhura, Ntunga, one weekend of Chiruhura, Ntunga Mandru Kwinjiri. And then now we shall have Kabale because Anne can't see me in Kabale. They ate a whole road. If Anne can't see me is online, I know. I have known they ate a road to those hotels, Windy, and there's another road that they consumed. These guys don't fear anything. And by the way, they keep calling me over your honorable Gandhi. I'm greeting you, Gandhi, but you wait when I come there. It's not.
Thank you, Honorable, for that. Be ready. Who was that? It was the guy who came on saying he had come to do like benchmark, and he told his people in his injury that to be ready, they're coming to arrest you. So I feel like you're giving them a heads up. Anyway, there's a question that came in from your friend, Nicholas Opie. I think we should give him the mic at some point because the shots he's been receiving. Anyway, so he was. Talking about the existence of the local council courts system. And so he was wondering, doesn't the ministerial involvement at the grassroots level overstep or undermine the existing system? And maybe, Honorable, as you're addressing that, you could also answer a question that came in from the audience, which talks about the sustainability of your projects. They are worried about, once the minister is out, shall we continue? So over to you.
The most important thing is I want to thank Nyonyozi and the others who listened in earlier. I need to thank them for appreciating what I'm doing. Honorable Nicholas says that am I not overstepping? Am I not denying others a chance? Others have been there. Why haven't they done it? They have been there. Over the last 40 years, the LC system has been in place. We had the Resistance Council, then we had the LC. When the Local Government Act was amended in 1997, we had the LC, which are set right from LC1, LC2, LC3, LC4, which was a constituency, and now LC5, which controls the district. So all those things are there. But then some of the LCs are taking part in stamping, selling land illegally, selling people's land. Some of them are doing all these kind of things. You've seen how election ended in Nangabo. Honorable Gertrude Njuba, one of the Bush heroes, complained how they conducted an election. He said that is what took us to the bush. The process, what you have started, is wrong. So we have all kind of people now coming to our LC system, standing. Property sellers, brokers have become LCs, and yet they want to grab people's land. Those ones, I'm also watching them. They are not above the law, just like I'm not above the law. So you will not get a thief to be a judge of a thief. So let the due process move on. What I need to assure Honorable Nicholas Opio that we shall balance exposure and the due process. Yes, this is very important, Honorable Nicholas Opio. We shall balance exposure with due process. This is very important. Fighting corruption does not mean abandoning the principles of justice. We should not abandon the principle of justice in real sense. So an allegation is not a conviction. So when they allege he ate a bridge, like they were alleging Katete Bridge was eaten by Kachevezi, it wasn't a conviction. So Kachevezi said, "Think Kubiyama, I'm not sleeping. Even when I'm doing like this, I say Baramnyija. So I'm scared." So he started daydreaming as he's walking. So if an official is implicated, the evidence must be examined. Competent authorities must be allowed to investigate and determine the case. I'm not DPP. I don't sanction files. Then also I need to inform Honorable Opio, my friend, that at the same time, professional expertise must not become a shield of corruption, because you are giving me professional expertise on everything, legal mind on everything. That doesn't, it should not become, I mean, a shield to protect to protect the thieves. We must work. Doctors must do their work rightfully. Engineers must do their work rightfully. Accountants and others professionals must be respected for their expertise. But the professional status does not place anyone above and address sustainability. Actually, it was brought by Nicholas. See, sustaining a program, the resources recovered
I think even Parliament
and secured, yes. You see, what is important, we may not necessarily continue with expose the corrupt, but we would have awakened the system that is sleeping. You see, the most important thing, what people need to know, we have a wound. this wound has boiled. So when the wound has a lot of pus in it, you have to do a painful decision of putting a hole and let the pus out. After that, you apply salt or whatever iodine, whatever it is, clean it properly, put antibiotics, and put a bandage. Then you'll have a scar. But a scar is not as ugly as a wound. If you let a wound remain, then it becomes a cancer. And treating cancer is you cannot recover. So what we are doing now, we are trying to fight the monster, the big wound called corruption. So sustaining it, let us treat the wound. If at all we can have all the districts covered, the bad guys removed, new young ladies and young men enrolled, or senior people recruited, or enroll, put their policemen who are qualified as accountant, their soldiers who are patriots. We can put them there to run processes, to run health centers. It is so many doctors. Let us recruit professionals as doctors as much as 1,000. Health center 3 is in every sub-county. So let us recruit 2,000 young people who are doctors, take them to Chuba, learn more skills, take them in the army, place them in every sub-county. They become patriots. For them, any mistake they make, we take you to court martial. We go to court martial, we shall not have these protocols of yours. Once you're a soldier, they can put you on remand without trial for 2 years, 3 years. There's no problem. You've seen a general, former head of CMI. He was held for almost 2 years. So that's not illegally. Under court martial, under the military law, you can set high command can set their laws. They can set their laws. Yes. So we should stop this. Someone is failing you to have a bridge. Someone is failing you to have a road, and then you are telling me hold him with like a pamper. No. If I'm the one, they should do the same to me.
Okay. Thank you for just joining us. Welcome to the Judicial Service Conversations. I think Joy still had very many questions from the audience, but we're running short on time and we need to be moving quickly. I'm going to move to Alpha. It's an interesting thing you've said about light, and I think before I bring it up, I think Dr. Martin Luther King famously said that a boil must be opened with all its fast-flowing ugliness and exposed to the natural medicines of air and light. Similarly, injustice must also be so exposed. Over to you, Alfred Muyaka is the next person asking. Alf is the other person with Joy in the Dear Young Lawyers series. As you can see, he's a man who wears 3-piece suits. He's a barrister. He's the Deputy Secretary General of the East African Law Society in charge of young lawyers. He has been young for so long that we don't know.
PK, Kakande, and others were UID for so long. So they said, but you, for how long is UID going to be up to 35? So anyway.
Thank you, the lawyer's lawyer, and thank you, Honorable, for joining us tonight. Just there are very many lawyers on call, engineers on call, and their own question is like, you see, the engineers have their professional bodies, the lawyers, the doctors, and they have raised concerns about the technical expertise and due process when you're arresting them. You don't even consider their reputational damage. So, how are you making sure that the campaign is tough? It's just not tough on corruption, but is fair to them as individuals, and even respects their professional expertise as the doctors, lawyers, and even on the comment for judicial officers, someone said that this law will attack judicial officers over bail decisions, but very soon you may also be needing bail from them.
Those are the things you use. Like I mentioned, I'm not above the law. Bail is a constitutional right. I've not attacked them over bail decision. I mean, they have a right, anybody has a right to get bail. So we should balance the way they give bail for the corrupt, they should give others also bail. Yeah, if that is the matter. Then regarding, like I mentioned, I said being a professional or an expert does not become a shield for corruption. If you're an engineer, or a doctor, or accountant, or any other professional, you must, in the first place, that we respect you, yes, right? But respecting you doesn't mean that you are not accountable. Respecting you doesn't mean you are not accountable. So the right thing they should do, the body should teach their members that please follow the work plan. Follow, if you have said you are going to put 5 lines of culverts, and each line having 4 culverts, make sure they are 4, because Barugahara has a tape and he can use a torch to count how many culverts underneath the road. because I know a culvert is about a meter. So if the road is 3 meter, those will be 3 culverts. And then you put the culvert end. I know. So if the road is two-way, then those comes to 6 culvert, maybe plus 1. So that comes to 7 meters. So in the BOQ or in the work plan that is given, because you see, when money is sent to the district, yes, a bill of quantity. So when money is sent to the district, this money, they make a work plan, how they are going to use it. They will say, we are going to work on 30 roads. But among the roads, there is where there is a swamp. So that swamp, we are going to do concrete culvert. Then there are these handmade culvert, the one they make those simple culvert. So when you say you're going to do 30 culverts, 3 lines of culvert, make sure they are there. So otherwise, if you deny us and then kids who are going to school drown in the morning as they are going. You saw the other day in Kabale, in Kanungu, in Honorable Yomo's constituents, a bridge which had not even been commissioned was washed away, implying they did not put the right material. They never budgeted for it. Was a budget, a contract of 130 million. They could have used 10 million. So I've asked them, Kanungu, prepare that question. I'm coming. Who took the 120? Because now when I told them I'm coming, they are working there at night. I've even seen a Chinese on site supporting them.
Street lights.
Yes. Where are the lights? We don't have any budget for lights. Have you heard Mzee saying he's going to buy lights? But when I went to Mbarara and I counted the lights, I went in the night, counted one by one. I told them, Kacheve is the 20 on this road to the bus park. They are not working. Why? When were they put? Where is the warrant? Where is the certificate? The person who supplied, where is his warrant? For how long? Bushmead was launched recently, before the campaigns. So where are the lights off? So implying they supplied substandard lights. But whose work is that? Is it a work of a minister to see that the lights don't work? It's the engineer, the supervisor. It's your work. If you don't fix your table, I will fix it for you.
Just one more question from your friend Nicholas Mpia. He said, when civil society did what? Just unmute a bit. Yeah, one from Nicholas Mpia before I hand over to Masa. He says, when civil society did what you are doing, they were met with police brutality, imprisonment, and tear gas. I'm sure you remember the black man. So this is a change of policy, and you will now ease up on the assault on civil society when they are doing what the same thing you are currently doing.
Civil society, theirs was the exposing a pothole. They stand in the middle of where the pothole is, coming to Parliament to show that there is this pothole, that there is ABCD. You see, they should have gone to the minister at the time, Honorable Rafael Majezi, and told him what they want to do, and then they work together. I don't mind seeing civil society coming with me in the field. Actually, since civil society mind a lot about human rights, let them join the expos and they hear the People's Parliament. Because we hold rallies, they can come and sit and they hear the cry of the people. This is the advice that these people are over crying also they should do. Not over cry. It is not your human right to cry for a bridge that was not done. Leave us. Let's plan otherwise. So we need to understand that as much as whatever we think, this is not Balaam's war. This is not my war. Tell Nicholas, this is a war. It is exactly the objective. I mean, it's not my war. It is a war for every shilling that we are spending. So we don't want to be remembered that Balaam's campaign failed to work or Balaam's campaign. I mean, I want us to strengthen the institution. We need to strengthen our institution. We need to empower citizens. The citizens should speak out. That's why I'm conducting those huge barazas. By the way, unlike our campaigns where even you offer people transport to come and attend a rally, these people are walking. No advert, no signpost, nothing.
No music.
Nothing. You tell them, can I play for you music? No, honorable. Let that man talk. They talk up to 3 a.m. If you watch UBC, you are watching these things. Just turn on UBC, you'll see. So we need to fix. We need to fix things. And what we need to do as Ugandans, all of us, I don't want to expose the crop to be remembered as Balaam's campaign. I want expose to be remembered as a campaign that strengthens institutions and empower the citizen. Also, citizens must demand accountability. Citizens should at all times demand accountability. Local council must exercise their oversight responsibility. Accounting officers must be accountable and they must account for every shilling given to them. The police should do their work. The IGG and Auditor General should do their work. The State House Anti-Corruption Agency should do their work. The State House Investor Protection Agency should do their work. The State House Land Protection Agency should do their work. PPDA, do your work. People are procuring what they have not supplied, and you allow it to happen, and they without due process. And then also the prosecutors, the office of the DPP must exercise its authorities. I mean, everyone should do his work. Everybody should do his work. Then the president has repeatedly emphasized the importance of fighting corruption and delivering services to the people. But ultimately, it is our people, not the president's people. The president is at 82. He has a farm. He can easily drive to Chisozi. His road, I think, was tarmacked up to Sembabule. Even the road to Chirachura is tarmacked. He can just quietly go home and rest. He will leave this country for you, Karohanga, and my little Karohanga as the small kids. Those ones, we shall leave it, and then we...
kids.
I don't think they are about kids. But ultimately, it must become a national culture. Accountability should become a national culture. It is not a war for Barugahara, for General Mozi, for Nicholas Opio. It should be a national culture that when you steal, the same thing, what happened is in the States, whether you have taken 500 shilling going in Israel, the Prime Minister of Israel is being taken to court over taking a packet of cigarette. You must step down, face the law. The man who's winning all battles, the man who's defending them against the Iranian shields, the man who's defending them against the Iranian missile, the commander, the best prime minister in the world, they are saying you have a crime. So nobody of cigarette. So the fight of corruption must outlive individuals and the government and the political actors or seasons. It must be a war within our own compound. Corruption, even in our homes, we have corrupt. We find in a home, one child wants to have a Nike, another one wants Adidas, another one wants a Hawker. Then you ask them, why don't I buy the same thing, the same color, maybe if not the same color, but the same brand. That no, I don't like that one. I like what Messi puts on, another one's Ronaldo. So they are being corrupted. Yes, so it's a mentality that is within even our own compound. So that is what we need to do, and that is what we need to focus on. So the most land friends. War. It is our war. We should all join the war, and we shall win this war. We shall win this war. It is a war for a good cause, for good road, reduction of pothole, removing garbage. Can you imagine? I went for portrait tourism city, a city they call a tourism city. I found a baby mountain renzori. And people were happy that Barugahara in Tujita Mountain Renzori, a market called Kabundaire. The mountain renzori had been in Kabundaire market in Fort Potro for garbage. And and then they say that is our most beautiful and cheapest fresh food market. I said, so when the tourists come here, they see those big birds and take photos on rubbish, on garbage. They don't know what they are doing to themselves. So I told them I'm not leaving Fort Potro. That is the National Cleaning Day. We removed all rubbish, whatever rubbish was there. It took us 4 days to clear. Then now we have compacted, the market has been replaced. We are now trying to compact, building them a new toilet. They had a toilet which had filled up. But do you need a minister to come and confirm that these toilet maggots are competing to squat with the man and the woman who's coming? Do you know that these women who are selling, our mothers who are selling those markets are getting candida because of the kind of behavior? And then you are collecting taxes from them every day, 7,000 shilling. Over 2,000 people, 7,000 shilling. You are milking 14 million from them. You can't build a toilet of 13 million or 20 million. And then you said, Minister, please go slow. The town clerk, you are shaming him. I'm shaming him. So your mothers should not be ashamed by the maggots they say every day when they got caught. It's totally unacceptable. We must change our country.
We must change our country. I think you have to mute. We must change our country. Totally unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. You only have it here in the Judicial Service Conversations, where real conversations happen. I saw you telling everyone to do their work. I think it is our call to tell our colleagues also in the justice sector that all of this can't be done when there's backlog. The other day I saw them celebrating a conviction in a case that they had been tried for 8 years.
How do you celebrate a conviction of 8 years when you have over 40,000 cases stuck? Let's give people justice. Delayed justice is not justice. let's hire private lawyers to be temporary judges, and we remove case backlog. The back coast has so many decent people. Let us evaluate them, give them to ISO, they evaluate them, we get background check. They have never given bouncing checks, they have never stolen anyone's property, they are not participating in the transaction of gold scams, they are not doing those ones. Make them lawyers, make them judges temporarily for 3 months. We remove case backlog and people get justice. If they appeals, we do the same. Let's open appeal courts in every sub-region. We have 18 sub-region, open appeal courts. The judges in High Court now can be taken to appeal, and then we recruit new judges. So many qualified young people who are smart can do this job. So it is the decision to have less is ours, the decision to have more is ours, but delaying justice is not justice.
I'm going to hand over to Mercy, but just at that juncture, if you could mute. Just at that juncture, I just want to read Article 142.3 in case people have forgotten what we are about. Article 142.2 of the Constitution says that where under the office of a justice of the Supreme Court or a justice, Honorable, you can open 142.2 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, page 123. Yes, is it actually page 123? Okay. Clause 2, where the
office of the justice of the Supreme Court or justice of the appeal or where the office of, that is subsection 2A, the office of the justice of Supreme Court or justice of appeal or judge of appeal court is vacant. B, a justice of Supreme Court or justice of appeal or judge of high court is vacant for a reason unable to perform the functions of his or her office. The chief justice, that is C, the Chief Justice advised the Judicial Service Commission that the state of business in Supreme Court or Court of Appeal or High Court so requires. The President may, acting on the advice of the Judicial Service Commission, appoint person qualified to be appointed as judicial for the Supreme Court or Justice of Appeal or Judge of High Court to act as such as Justice or Judge, even though the person has attained the age prescribed for retirement in respect of that office. So there are these good judges who have retired, our good friends who have retired. I think those friends of ours who have retired can be appointed to come and serve. Then number 3, a person appointed under clause 3 of the article to act as justice of Supreme Court or justice of appeal or judge of High Court shall continue to act for a period of appointment if no period is specified until the appointment is revoked by the President. I want to go to that. So many of our good brains are retired that they have made 65 and they retire. The Chief Justice Winyidolo was stronger. I've seen Justice Kavuma who scored the first class in at all levels was retired. But you see him attending conferences, lecturing. So what is the difference for him to listen to these cases and to conclude these cases? So we can bring back our judges back. The President can. I will remind the President. I will tell the Attorney General, Dr. Mayanja, that we can have a few of these people to come back. We reduce on case backlog.
Honorable Attorney General was here and he confirmed that he supports that position. And actually, he reminded us of that position without any prompting, that under the Constitution of Uganda, where an Article 142, that part which says, the part which says that the state of business requires.
Just hold on. Under Article 119, the Attorney General, that is subsection 3, the Attorney General shall be the principal legal advisor of government. That is his work. Let him do it. The function of Attorney General are quite many. Yes, there are quite many.
So under that provision of the Constitution, where the business of the court so requires, that is in the Constitution, where the Chief Justice informs the Judicial Service Commission that the business of the court so requires, the President can appoint a person qualified to act, whether that person has attained retirement age or not. That means lawyers, retired judges can all be used to defeat this backlog. But now, Honorable, I'm going to hand over to my learned friend, Miss Mercy Chemutai Makaba. There is no Ugandan I know who has followed the expose the corrupt campaign like Mercy. It is in her status No, because
I believe Council Nicholas Opio follows to see the mistakes I made. I believe he does.
no, but I can tell you he doesn't follow it with the same level of detail that Maxi follows it. And now I want to hand over to our resident expert on the Expose the Corrupt campaign, the learned Maxi Makabai Chemutai.
Thank you very much, Ellison. Honorable, our only request as the people who are following this thing very closely is that you do a documentary and provide us with access to it. Okay.
Maybe she had one complaint. Maybe I should say it before. She got a bit confused when she saw you and the Honorable Namere separating because now she has to follow both. She doesn't know what to do. But anyway.
It makes it twice as hard, but I find my time to do it. It's important for me to follow this. I'm just scared of you reaching my area, but I prepared my ankles. But
The area?
Captura. And Bali.
For your information, the president mentioned the Quen as one area where he said I should go very urgently. So Kapchora probably after Renzori, I may have spent some 3 days in Kapchora, Quen, Moko. I must finish off that area. I must give you a week and I make a report.
You're causing a lot of blood pressure.
Thank you, Honorable. I'd advise them to make some trips to Kampala, but it's okay. Now, Honorable, you've answered my next question quite well. I just wanted to highlight that the challenge we're having with most of these institutions is that their actions now are very reactive or proactive accountability approach than a reactive one moving forward, especially from the districts that you've already left.
The most important thing the districts and all local government units need to do is let them put records right. Let them put the right record. If they never did a job, let them say we were unable to do it. My mother was sick, I got cancer, so I diverted the money. I'm going to refund. And then I will be your friend. I will say, okay, we have recovered this money. When are you refunding? I mean, and also those who have been interdicted and you know you have a crime, we don't have to take you on. You may decide to say, let me retire in public interest and refund it for the mistake I made. I think as simple as that. So that we recruit new people other than wasting time of court. And then with time, we shall make the Local Government Act, Amendment Act, so that we can institute disciplinary committees within the ministry or at the district, where someone who has done a case, a court seat at the district, they tell you, we told you to build 3 classrooms, you are able to build only 1. So is that true or not true? That is true. What can we do for you? Forgive me. Okay, we are forgiving you, but we get off work, step down, go away, go and do other things, but find our money that you took. But then also the Chief Justice has a law that he has to sign. Either you remove the roof and take it to another position, or remove the toilet so that people's meat is not contaminated. There is a health center in Mitoma in the constituency of General Kahinda, which was built 6 years ago. There has never been a doctor, there has never been a medicine, there has never been prescription, but it's on the system that they receive drug. So the drug for that health center who has been taking it, where does it end? Should we be doing such? So I don't want to blame colleague ministers because they are busy. Being a minister, you have a docket that you must fight wetland encroachers, you must speak of parliament, you are for Uganda, you are moving from one constituency to another where you can afford the plane you do, and then you have international representation. So there are a couple of problems. Politicians who are standing in a constituency fighting technocrats has been a problem because the technocrats know how to steal money and fight you during election. So they always leave them, let them do what they want. Barugahara will not leave you do what you want because I'm not seeking your vote. I'm only seeking do your job. That for the money we have provided. Do your job, let service delivery improve in our local society and local government.
Thank you, Honorable. I think the biggest message there is record keeping. And I think record keeping is also what's helping your investigations for you to be able to discover a lot of the things that you found at these different offices. Now, just switching it up to something that's pertinent to a lot of people in this space, the fact that government is talking about stopping alcohol consumption at a certain period of time or bars running at a certain period within a certain period of time. people are wondering at the time when we're having a need for our economy to grow, why is this particular issue also very important for government? And also, what's the basis legally and in terms of policy for coming up with such a policy?
So some people are. I mean,
think Ugandans want to drink for 24 hours. But as you drink for 24 hours, we must balance the economic activity with public order, with the health of Ugandans, and with welfare of Ugandans, with productivity of Ugandans, and the rights of other citizens who want to sleep. And you are blowing music in the morning at 7 a.m., you are blowing music at midnight in Kororo, no one can sleep. So we must know that the 24-hour economy does not necessarily mean that every business must operate 24 hours. Different businesses have different impacts. The lawyers shut down by now; they are not working. Apart from this committee, so government has the responsibility to regulate businesses where there are legitimate public interests, concerns, local legitimate businesses, while also addressing the problems such as early morning drinking, disorder, crime rate. See, you are drinking, selling alcohol to minors, to person below 18 years. Diageo and Nairo breweries, for them, their marketing code of conduct, they have been discouraging strictly for a person above 18 years. But it's written on a bottle, they say it on radio, but then Mama Fina in Nakulabi sees a young man from Kasubi, P4 or senior 4 years, a girlfriend, then they have their 20K, they sit in a corner and he serves them beer. Is that the country we need?
I see a person from Diageo sharing you on.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, we don't have to. That's not the country. That's not the Uganda we need. So our position is not about stopping from enjoying themselves. It's about responsible regulation. We must protect legitimate businesses. We're also addressing the problems such as early morning drinking, like I've mentioned. 24-hour economy should not mean more product. Should not mean less productivity. We need more productivity. The president has given people 1 million shilling for PDM. You've earned 1 million for PDM. So what are you supposed to use 1 million? Go and work to the garden, to the market. Then in the afternoon, use the profit out of that 1 million, the little. Go and drink. Otherwise, if you drink from morning to evening, the next thing you'll go to traffic jam to snatch Karuhanga's phone, iPhone 17. Then Karuhanga will call Karuhanga will call Magambo, help me, Afande, my phone, tracking. So 24-hour economy should not mean that. I mean, we should use our 24 hours with increased productivity. Uganda, what we need now is productivity, increase agriculture output, increase trade in the market, increase whatever we are doing, people should earn, not survive on being given. These ones who drink in the morning, when they say member of parliament, like my workers MP, Honorable Birunji, they're asking for buy me something, Honorable Lesotia. So, I mean, we should not, partying is a right as much as you want to party, but you should not party and subject your neighbors to suffering. Partying doesn't mean people should be subjected to suffering. Not at all. And shouldn't be that case.
Honorable, you mentioned that issue about disturbing neighbors, and being a Christian, obviously it's difficult for me to bring this to your attention. But we know that there are certain institutions or churches, for instance, that exercise that right overnight, every single night, when you cannot really sleep if you're in a certain neighborhood. So I don't know if your principal policy might extend to some of those institutions for some level of sanity in certain communities. But I would like also to bring to your attention the next question, which is around how do you think lawyers can contribute to this Expose the Corrupt campaign right now?
Nice. The lawyers, like I mentioned at the beginning, the lawyers are very, very instrumental. Like I mentioned, you cannot be a judge unless you're a lawyer. But then we don't have judges. So if you don't have judges and you are lawyers should join hand. They should come and inform me, Barugahara, here you're going wrong. You need to do this. This article does that, because there is no article that I don't know that you're going to read for me. There is a clear legal foundation of what we are doing, and it's not a personal initiative. So what I want to appeal to all lawyers to come and join us in the fight, to support us in case management. to support us in evidence collection, to support us in litigation, to support us, to ensure, to organize us, say, honorable, here, don't say this, say manage, don't say arrest. Because arrest is a command of either the unit on ground. But you see, if I give you illegal orders, why do you take them? Then you're also not being serious. Why not trained? So secondly, we need just to exercise in whatever we are doing. We must exercise. We must exercise. Like I told you, firstly, Article 176 of the Constitution established a decentralization where districts were given powers, specific powers to local government. However, other articles were brought in where there is inspection, there is supervision, Article 97, where there is inspection and all these other things. So you need to understand that under 108 of Local Government Act, provide inspection of local government is intended to promote adherence to law, natural justice, and good governance. So all these things are there. So I need these lawyers to read these laws and support their corrupt friends, their corrupt relatives in the local government, that please be careful. The minister is right. He has powers to do what he's doing. So what you must do, let's do ABCD. Then also, Attorney General, if he's overwhelmed, he should recruit these lawyers on a contractual basis for 3 months, DPP and Attorney General. Because we need DPP, but also we need Attorney General at one given time. Yeah, there are people who will Isaac. So we need Attorney General. We recruit lawyers to support in this campaign. This campaign can be won. That one I can assure you. Because me, I remember many times DPP has a good case, but again, is overwhelmed, ends up sending an intern or someone who has just graduated, who is not familiar. And then that person who has graduated meets Karohanga, meets Keke, meets Chiriowa, meets Mbabazi, meets Opio, and then they look at some porridge submission. So you end up he was at Katikati drinking because he's a young man who has just finished school, who's happy, who has just wedded, is in honeymoon, and then there is a case to attend to on Monday. So, but the Karuangas are not attending to parties. Even if they drink, they know they have to go home. But they have inspectors of home called the Mariam. They have a Mariam inspector who's going to tell her, where you go happy. But a new recruit, though qualified with a back course, they may not defend. They are good, but we need to back them up with more experienced people. We need to support DPP, provide them with more money. We need to support the anti-corruption agencies, give them lawyers as well. Because anti-corruption agencies need lawyers, so that whatever they do it within the law. They are doing well, like State House Anti-Corruption is doing very, very well. We need to support them. We need to support CID, Afane Magambo, with more lawyers. So the lawyers, this fight is your fight. Either you are incorporated in under CID or you are incorporated under DPP, either under IGG or under local government. But local government, our representative in this regard will be the DPP and the Attorney General. So I will speak to Honorable Sam Mayanja to ensure that he prioritizes this. Lawyers should be recruited. And lawyers should, if the government has no money, then let us say the case that you win, is what is what you are paid for. So then you see people working, people will work. So I think it's something good. What do you think?
I think you need a team to move with you on this.
Probably maybe lawyers, I would ask you, we talk to Conrad Adenua. We ask Conrad Adenua to support us with some lawyers.
I think we need a car with a few lawyers to move along with you and guide you on this particular campaign all over the country. I think that would be very helpful to be able to know the limits within which some of the things that we're doing on ground are, especially from a justice perspective. Especially from a human rights and justice perspective.
What is important, by the way?
Yeah.
We have lawyers that we move with. I have like 4 teams. The team in Imbarara is gathering the evidence in Imbarara. Mito, my Sinjiro, they remain there. Then I went this other side with Captain Bunuti, who's a lawyer, and another lawyer from DPP. So we are trying to have lawyers. We have lawyers, but having more is not a problem. So talk to this civil society. Nicholas Opio can get us some 3. It will be very nice to say that the civil society contributed to the elimination of corruption.
Yes, actually, Honorable. Mm, maybe if we could, that's one good option. I think maybe just to pursue that question, we will have pursued that question further, but I think we have about 8 minutes to go to wind up the conversation.
One of the role of lawyers.
Yes.
The role of lawyer, in summary, we can summarize it as evidence and case preparation. They can do that for us, legal screening of cases. They can also protection of witnesses and informers to guide us on how to protect our informers who are giving us information. Then taking people to court and defending, ensuring that we win all these cases, defending the due process as you want. You like due process, due process. The thieves don't have due process. The thieves are not using due process. A thief will just come, get a checkbook, sign here, put the amount, say we have supplied this. What we need now is to sort the case backlog. The cases are too many. Lawyers should be recruited on a temporary 3 months basis. They get good law firms. Say now you're going to constitute judges for this period. Let's support the anti-corruption division of the High Court by putting people who have been battling in this thing. So Anti-Corruption Act also provides for the position under the Act, require the involvement of consent of DPP or IGG, while allowing specialized investigators to be appointed where necessary. Yes, it's allowed under the Anti-Corruption Act. Yes, the Anti-Corruption Act have been looking at it. It allows it. So it exposes the corrupt campaign must therefore be built, must be a bridge to connect the lawyers who are not supporting government to come and work with the government to ensure cases sound legally and to ensure that due process is done and then zero tolerance to corruption can be achieved. It's quite a big goal which require resources. I don't have a budget for the resources yet, but I will use the little I have to expose and ensure due process is followed to ensure people can answer for what they have eaten.
If you're just joining us, we are entering the final lap of the Judicial Service Conversations, and I think the Honorable has given us has given a strong endorsement to our own campaign against backlog, but also I think we've seen very good opinions about, and I think unpacking it that there's a provision in the Anti-Corruption Act that allows the IGG and the DPP to appoint lawyers. I'm Honorable talking about, but just maybe we shall pursue the conversation later to see if in the different districts where you're going, instead of carrying someone from workers' house, if you could retain private law firms to help prosecute some of these cases, it can actually be more cost effective than but also give opportunity to many of our colleagues. We shall certainly be also on many of our colleagues will certainly be appearing on the other side. I know Honorable, you may not hear that, but even those who are accused, they shall certainly be having some of our colleagues. So if we could also be on this side. But I think it's been a fascinating conversation. Everyone will agree with me that we've had a fascinating conversation with a fantastic guest you've put out fantastic points, Honorable. And I just want you to give us your parting shots. What is your message to that corrupt official listening tonight? What is your message to that Ugandan citizen who has simply given up? And there are many, you can see them in the comments, who have simply given up on the fact that corruption can be defeated. So I want you to give us a parting shot, a message to those.
Now, to my friends, to my friends listening in now in this very nice show, I need to inform you that the corrupt officials listening in tonight, your position is not your property. Government money is not your money. And also public office is not a trust. So do not mistake silence of acceptance. Don't mistake silence for acceptance that we have accepted. Don't mistake political connection for immunity. I will come for you. Systems are being strengthened. Citizens have woken up. Citizens are demanding for improved service delivery, and they have become more vigilant. Institutions must do their work. The institutions that have been sleeping must wake up and do their work. To the Ugandan who have given up, don't give up. Corruption will be won and the war can be defeated, but it requires citizens, leaders, and institutions to refuse to normalize it. Because now most of you who believe in the rule of law want to normalize corruption. This is not Balaam Barugahara's war. It is not the President Museveni's or General Mos Kainerugaba or Saleh or the other people who went to the bush, the other 27 people who went to the bush. It is a clear message. Remain zero tolerance to corruption, the value for money. The people know how to audit their money now, and people now are asking for accountability. They want improved service delivery, and I mean, people must work. People must work.
Honorable, I'm also receiving so many questions from different communities about noise pollution. Incidentally, I see Busabala people are asking about licenses being granted to blast loud music throughout the night. I'm seeing people from Bugolobi sending me messages. I'm seeing people from Kololo sending me messages. They're saying these are local government decisions. Licenses are being issued to people to simply blast music. And that's something that maybe you can comment on in a minute before we go to our final question.
I think now those ones who are doing it think Barugahara does not control Kampala, but I'm a minister. So ministers, when we take oath, collective responsibility is one of the order that we must honor. So Honorable Mnobat Mao, any honorable nearby Kororo, step in anytime, call Nema ED, confiscate all the speakers, load them on the truck, go and trash them. Then tomorrow they will buy, they will not do that again. So this nonsense of people doing things, denying others a right. So there is a right to drink, a right to play loud music, but there is no right to arrest a thief or to sleep. Who says that? Is that the country we need? No. So it's a matter of time. I will get one of these days when I'm in Kampala. I will pass by Kororo, load all those equipment for you under my supervision. I will do that. But Busabala, which people stay in Busabala? Isn't that Bobo in his place? So that's one way. We shall just sue Noop. We shall just sue Noop for playing loud music. That must be Noop. That must be Noop playing loud music. Or the agents of Noop playing loud music.
Okay, we can mute. So, if you are just joining us on the Judicial Service Conversations, as we always do, I am proud and happy to inform you without fear of equivocation or contradiction that you are extremely late. We are done. We are finishing. We are asking the Honorable the last question, and this is it, Honorable. Now, we've seen the whole campaign. Now, people, before we ask you the last question, allow me, before that last question, to welcome, I had forgotten, the Honorable Annette Birungi, Member of Parliament, Workers MP, who has sat through this conversation from the beginning and has been listening. And maybe, Honorable, I can give you just a minute to say hello to the many people who are listening. Thank you so much for the opportunity that you've taken out of your day to come to the Judicial Service Conversations and to listen to us. So if you're just joining us, we have an Honorable Member of Parliament who has sat in and listened. I don't know if she's conducting oversight on the minister. The minister is also being supervised.
Sorry, not. I'm not supervising the minister, but I'm also a citizen like you, and I'm very much happy about your work, what you're doing. The judicial conversations, I've heard about them, but today I've had an opportunity, and I've seen how important it is to really sensitize the community. What Honorable has just been communicating, it is very important, especially when it comes to fight corruption. Corruption, you cannot fight it alone, of course, because we need to work as a group. Members of Parliament, police, and corruption code, citizens outside there, all of us, it needs to be our concern. And I'm so grateful about the community, the way how they are coming in. And I want to tell you, today, all members of Parliament were very, very happy with Honorable Minister Balaam and what Namere is doing. So they were all calling him, please come to our place, come to our place. So this is really incredible work, and I think we need to call upon everyone outside there to join what Honorable Balaam is doing. And we are so happy for you to see that. You are also adding yourselves on the load to fight corruption. Thank you. The workers outside there, I know you are fearing Balaam, but please do the work you're supposed to do, because even me, I'm joining the race. of fighting corruption. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable. Now, Honorable Balaam, as our tradition here is what we used to do is when in the past we would sing a song, and we're only one song. I'd be the one to suggest it, and the song would be to lawyers, and the lawyers, they had unanimously agreed that this song was about me, and that song was Olimujawa Msaja Singhan. But now,
That was Mimi's song, not yours.
indeed, but now we have democratized, but also we're honored to have you. And so we want the young lawyers here had questions. Many of them wanted to ask questions, and I'm not going to give them that opportunity because we are not going to exercise all this sort of oversight. This is it. But if you could just give us a song, but also if there are any books you can recommend our people to research, such that they can learn. Because you told us, people want to know how you know the calverts, to count the calverts, to count the exercise books, to count the exam scripts. Yeah.
So, first of all, I want to thank you for hosting me for this special session. For the book, I would recommend The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, because leadership ultimately requires discipline, responsibility, and commitment to continuous improvement. So when you get that book of Stephen Covey, it's a very nice book. You can get it on Amazon, and you can have an ebook. Then for a closing song, I like Lionel Richie. So I love Imagine. However, since we want to have everybody join the fight for closing song, I'll give you two. For the reggae lovers, I would choose One Love by Bob Marley, because ultimately building a better Uganda requires unity, responsibility, and shared commitment to our country's future. So One Love can join everybody for that. But for me as Barugahara, imagine where a society, everyone is eating, everyone is enjoying the road, everyone has power, everyone has a school, everyone is studying. So that is the world I want. I want us to imagine. That is the world I want everyone to have. Thank you.
Okay. Incidentally, that book is one of Nicholas Opio's favorite books. As a matter of fact, and Dr. Kakambona.
The guy is my friend, Nicolas Opio. We have so many things illegally in common.
Especially the assistants. But now maybe maybe you could mute. If you could. Honorable Minister, thank you. Thank you first for showing up. Thank you, secondly, for taking our questions. Thank you for explaining at length at this late hour your position. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to look beyond the headlines and to understand Balaam Barugahara, the man, to understand the mission, and to understand the method.
But before you end, I would like to greet all people who love Museveni, and those who support and subscribe to PLU and support Moses Kainerugaba as the next president in the near future, not in the far future, in the near future. I wish you a good night. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the lawyers, for the questions. And for those of you who don't understand me, please understand me. We know what we are doing. And what we are doing is for the good of Uganda and for everybody. Let everyone be accountable for his action.
And now, without further ado, we agree with the Honorable, we can build a better country. And in order to build a better country, somebody has to be prepared to imagine it. So we shall spare One Love and we shall go straight into imagining it. But if you're just joining us, we have had the Honorable Minister of Local Government. He's clear. The teacher must teach. The nurse must show up. Public money must reach its purpose. And of course, he sends greetings and love to all his friends, well-wishers, and supporters of the Honorable General Moses Kainerugaba and President Museveni. If you've just joined us, thank you for being with us. As we always say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And now over to our DJ,